Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jolie. So last week I talked about an introduction of movement and how to take care of our skeleton and how important movement is to our body. This week I want to talk about movement initiation in corrective exercise and injury prevention. We must know how to move our bodies, and we also must know where to initiate a movement from. Okay, so in exercising, you must know where to initiate a movement to prevent injury. A lot of times in the gym, I see people working out and their posture is just incorrect. They are initiating the movement from an improper place, an incorrect place that will cause injury. And one of the things in working out, the first thing in working out is safety. You must be aware of your safety. You can't just jump into a gym and just pick up a weight and start working out. You must think about, how do I prevent injury? How do I keep myself safe? So the number one rule in working out is injury prevention, and movement initiation is how we prevent injury in the gym. So if you're bending over to pick up a weight, where do you initiate a movement from? And last week I talked about squatting, how people initiate the movement from the incorrect place, and people just don't know how to squat to prevent injury. So where do you initiate a movement from in squatting? You have your hinge, your hip, right? So when you're squatting, and I know you can't see right now, I don't want to get up and do it, but I'll tell you, but there is an hinge in your hip. And if you are sitting there, you can rock back and forth, and you can put your hand in your pelvic area and you can feel that hinge. So when you are about to initiate a movement in squatting in the gym and you're squatting, you have to initiate the movement from in your hip joint, right? So that's the hinge, that's the pelvic, that's where you initiate a movement from in squatting. So it's not from your back. I realize a lot of people, when they're in the gym working out and they're squatting, they're initiating a movement from the back. No, the first place you initiate a movement from in squatting, or even sitting, so you have to pretend like you're sitting. In squatting, you have to pretend like you're sitting. So where part of your body do you initiate the movement from when you're sitting? So you have that right in here, and you initiate the movement from here. So you have to be very, very careful in the gym to prevent injury when you are squatting, because those weights are heavy. And the first thing we do is that we bend over to pick up the weights. No, you have to ensure that the movement is being initiated from the correct place. If it's not initiated from the correct place, your back is going to hurt, you're going to be in pain, and you're going to wonder, why am I hurting so much? You're hurting because you incorrectly pick up that weight. You did not initiate the movement from where you should initiate the movement. So you have to ensure that kinesiology is in place, movement is effective, you're protecting your skeleton, you are being safe. So the number one rule in going to the gym is not about working out, it's about safety. And you must ensure that you are being safe. If you're working with a personal trainer, he or she must, ensure that your safety, because that's the number one rule, in a personal trainer, is to ensure the safety of the client. So you yourself must know how to, and this is why we go to the gym, and this is why we hire a personal trainer, so we can prevent injury, not to work out, but to prevent injury. So if you don't know yourself how to prevent injury, you must ensure that when you go to the gym, you must talk to your instructor about safety. That's the number one rule of thumb, safety. You have to keep yourself safe. And this is why we hire a personal trainer. This is why we pay so much money for a personal trainer, not to look pretty and say, oh, I have a personal trainer, but to prevent injury. So as a corrective exercise and injury prevention specialist, it is so important for me to educate you on how to initiate a movement when working out. So when you're squatting, and I'm paying a lot of attention to squatting because I went into the gym the other day and I have to went and correct a guy. I'm like, you're going to hurt yourself. He's bending over like this and no initiation. So you initiate the movement from here when you are working out. So it's like you're sitting. So you pretend like you're sitting when you're squatted, and then you pick up the weight. So you have to ensure that your structure is safe first before you even pick up that weight. So movement initiation is very, very important in corrective exercise and injury prevention. So let me go over it again. The number one thing when you're working out is to prevent injury. So you have to ensure that you're protecting your skeleton, right? Because if your skeleton is not protected, and we talk about even ergonomics, you have to think about how am I positioning myself, how am I sitting, how am I standing, how am I placing my legs. So you have to think about how you are coordinating with the instruments in the gym or the equipment. So ergonomics is very, very important as well. So movement initiation, ergonomics. So there are so many things to take into consideration when we go to move or when we go to work out or, train physically. We have to think about safety first. So always think about safety first. And in thinking about safety, we think about movement initiation. Where am I initiating the movement from? How am I protecting my structure? How am I protecting my skeleton? How am I working with the equipment in the gym? So ergonomics is very, very important in working out. So next week I'll talk more about this, and just be safe, guys. Just be safe. When you are working out, just think about your safety and think about where you're initiating a movement from. And I promise you that everything will fall into place because your body already knows where to move, where to initiate that movement from. You don't just have to pretend. Just say, I'm picking up this weight and I'm thinking about my safety. Where do I initiate a movement from? And you will find that you'll fall into place to initiate a movement. I can't do these videos any longer because I've been trying to verify for over a year now, and I don't know why I'm not being able to verify it. But as soon as I verify, maybe I can make longer videos. I want to make longer videos, but I'll see about that. But movement is very, very important, and protecting ourselves is very, very important. Safety is very, very important. Not only in driving, not just in shopping, but in every aspect of life, we have to think about our safety. We all want to feel safe. And in working out, injury prevention and corrective exercise, it's all about safety. I'm here to ensure that you're safe in working out and, taking care of your physical health. It's very, very important. All right. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and all this good thing. It's your girl, Joelle. Bye-bye.